In this lecture, let me introduce you to the core concept of D3, which is enter, update and exit selections. In fact, it comes along with data joins itself. So, before explaining it with D3, let me discuss a real-world scenario with you. Suppose there is a meeting going to happen somewhere in an office or in a school, and some chairs are arranged for the expected people. So as you could see here, suppose there are 20 chairs arranged in a room. So if exactly 20 people arrive for the meeting, then all people can be seated without any issue, right? So there are 20 chairs and 20 people come in. So there are exactly the same number of chairs as the number of people. Suppose 5 more people come in. That is, instead of 20, 25 people come in. So what should be done? 5 more chairs should be placed somewhere here. Then only those 5 people can sit. Right? So 20 chairs are there and 25 people come for the meeting. In that case, 5 more chairs are to be placed. Again, here there are 20 chairs, and if only 15 people come for the meeting or 10 people come for the meeting, then if they don't want to have empty chairs, if 10 people only come for the meeting, 10 chairs should be removed from here. Similar is the case of data joins. Suppose there are 5 elements in a web page. Now, if we try to join an array of data with this, having 5 items in the array, then it is perfectly alright. There are 5 elements, say P elements, and there are 5 items in the array. So each element will get 1 item each. Suppose there are 7 elements in the array. As we have discussed here, there are 20 chairs and 25 people come in. Similarly, there are only 5 elements and we try to join an array of say 8 items. Then what will happen? 5 paragraphs will get first 5 items in the array. Then there are 3 more items in the array. If we want to display those items as well, we need to add 3 more P elements. Right? Again, another case is that there are 5 P elements in our web page and we try to join an array of 3 items. In that case, 2 paragraphs will be extra, so those 2 P elements should be removed. So this is exactly the case of enter, update and exit selections. So to make it simple, I tried here to explain it with a real-world case of chairs and people. So when it comes to coding, chairs can be considered as elements and people can be considered as the items in the array, right? So let me try to write it to make it more clear. Number of chairs is equal to number of people. That is one case. The second case is number of chairs is less than number of people. That is, there are 20 chairs and 25 people come in. And the third case is number of chairs is greater than number of people. So these are the 3 cases we can have in a real world scenario. So if number of chairs is equal to number of people, then it is fine. If number of chairs is less than number of people, more chairs should be added. And if number of chairs is greater than number of people, then empty chairs should be removed. Similar is the case with number of elements is equal to number of data points. Let us specify the items in the array as data points. So if number of elements is equal to number of data points, it is perfectly alright. Next, number of elements is less than number of data points, which means we need to have more elements to correspond to each data point in the array, right? The last case is number of elements is greater than number of data points, which means we need to remove the extra elements. So in D3, these actually correspond to update, enter and exit. So the number of data points joined with the number of elements correspond to update selection in D3, and the excess data points result in enter selection and the unbound elements result in exit selection. So let me explain it with the help of some circles. Now just consider this image. Suppose this blue circle represents people, or in our case data, and this pink circle represent the chairs or elements in our case. So if the number of elements and the number of data points are equal, it corresponds to the update selection. That is the joining of number of data points and number of existing elements result in update selection. And if the number of data points is more, we need to add more elements to correspond to each data point. Hence, it results in enter selection. And instead of chairs, we have existing elements. So if the number of existing elements is more than data points, we need to remove the extra elements and it results in exit selection. For you to understand more clearly, I have written here people/data and chairs/elements. So people and chairs are actually in real world scenario, and data and elements correspond to these two. So if there are more data points than the existing elements, then it results in enter selection. And if the number of data points and elements are equal, then it results in update selection. And finally, if the elements is more than the data points, we need to remove the extra elements and it results in exit selection. But in the previous 2 lectures, we have already done data joining using the data method, right? But why we didn't deal with any of these enter, update or exit selections? Because the default case is update selections. And if I show you, in both the cases we have discussed, the number of elements were equal to the number of data points. So update selection is the default, and hence we don't have to do anything extra if the number of elements is same as the number of data points. So as you could see here, there are 5 P elements and also 5 data points in this array. And also in the circle example which we have seen, here there are 5 circles, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and also there are 5 objects in the objects array. First one, second, third, fourth and fifth. That is why each data item corresponds to a particular element in the web page, and we didn't have to do anything extra as it was the default update selection seen here. So only if data points is more than elements or elements more than data, we will have to write some extra code to deal with, and it will be done using enter and exit selections. So let us see how to code in case of enter and exit selections in D3. We will see it in the next lecture.